during the day it would be like, regular guys hanging out, but shortly by the evening it was like pimps and hookers and shit.
Hey, Mike, put that over there. See how it looks.
You want to go like the corner?
Yeah. No, put it over there in the corner. See if we can see ourselves. No, I mean, yeah. But I want to make sure.
It's a little low. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Not too bad.
People are already watching.
Oh, we're on already?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, move it a little bit more.
No, we're not drinking.
No, not at all. No day drinking. No day drinking.
No day drinking.
This is water. This is water.
All right.
That's almost like water.
Kind of. There's ice in it. There's ice in it.
There's ice in it.
Lumped up.
Lumped up once again. Holy shit, Jesus.
Get your big head in here, Rob.
My big head is in there.
All right, good.
Oh, remove this bottle.
Move that bottle out of the way.
That's good.
It's not blocking the body.
Hello, people. We are at the 7B bar once again.
All right. Here we go. We're recording now. Mike, we'd like to do the introduction?
Sure. Thank you, everybody. This is the Rocker Mike and Rob Presents podcast, new show we're doing. We're going to bring in interesting people to do interviews and talk about all different kinds of stuff. And I'd like to introduce somebody here. His name is Gustavo Lapis Ahumada.
Hello.
Did I say that right?
Yeah. Close enough?
Okay, close enough. Okay. This gentleman here is, he's been around for a long time on the New York City goth scene. He was in a band called Bitter Grace. I shouldn't say past tense because Bitter Grace still exists.
Yes.
Okay, it's just kind of
dormant for now.
Hiatus right now.
Right.
Okay. He was the singer of that band. He's also the singer of the Witch Kings, which play around quite regularly now. Tell a little story quick is I ran into him over at the Blackthorn 51 show that the Witch Kings were doing a couple weeks ago. They were opening for Bobby Steele and the Undead. And I got to tell you, I was really pretty blown away. Blown away. And I don't get blown away easily. I see a lot of bands, and I see shit, and I see good stuff. And you guys were good.
Thank you.
In fact, I was sitting there with my wife and Tristan, the bass player to the Undead, and we both looked at each other and were like, this guy's good. And I realized when I was watching you, I said, I think I know this guy, but I couldn't place it. Mm-hmm. And after you guys played, you did a great set. We talked for a couple of minutes, and I told you I had a podcast, and we bullshitted for a few minutes. But it was the second conversation we had that you told me that you were the singer of Bitter Grace. And I remember Bitter Grace from early 90s, okay? Places like the Bank, right? And places like the Pyramid Lounge, okay? Pyramid Club. And these were goth music spots in New York City that... It's a bygone era, man. I mean, I think that shit's changed a lot, Sadly. But, you're still going along, and I like that. The Witch Kings were a little more rock and roll than your usual goth thing.
Yeah.
But let's just get into this. Now, you're from Argentina originally, okay? And you moved to New York City. When was that?
I'm going to say about 72, 73.
Okay, so you've been here for a while.
You've been here for a while.
Okay. You grew up in Queens, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'm from Queens too.
All right.
Why is Queen all my life? Why do so many Latinos go to Queen? Like people from Argentina, Colombia, it's always amazing.
Because we love our Latinos in Queens.
No, but I mean, it's just so weird. It's that real diversified. Like in Jackson Heights, you got the Indians on this side, you got Colombia here, you got Mexico, you got Ecuador. It's amazing.
Well,
and then you also got Koreans. It's not even Chinese, it's more Korean than anything else.
Flushing Chinatown is bigger than the Chinatown here.
Yeah.
All right. Queens is very diverse. It's always been that way. For many years. And there is a big Latino population.
Yeah. I think a lot of that's too. There's a lot less population density if you compare it to Brooklyn.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And all that being said, makes it more attractive and then you have people coming in, and Queens has always been very open to
everything.
immigration, immigrants. So
Yep.
it's always going to be changing. It's always been like in effect.
Yeah.
I think Queens was probably more diversified any other neighborhood even back then.
I would say so.
Because New York, like when you were in Manhattan, it was very, you had your
You had-
Latino and
you had
certain places,
cliques
you had
here and
blacks
there of
here,
different
you had-
things, yeah.
But it was a majority, a lot of white people running the city pretty much. And then that thing happened in the 80s with crime and crack and pimps and everybody started taking over. Like
Yeah.
I grew up in Hell's Kitchen and it was really bad, but you know why? As a kid, I never thought it was bad.
Well, back
was the
in the
amazing
day, if you lived in Queens, what you had to worry about the most was getting your car stolen. It was the capital of stolen cars, at least in New York City. Yeah, more than any other borough. You know.
Or at least your hubcaps.
Your hubcaps,
Yeah,
or your whole
thing.
freaking car. Yeah,
Hubcaps and a
definitely.
radio.
Oh, radio, oh yeah.
Stereos. Yeah, I had a few stereos stolen.
So
That sucks.
let's find out a little bit more about you. You're a rocker, you're a musician. How has the business changed when you started to now? Because it's a very different business.
I can honestly tell you that it's taken live music as a whole has taken a huge hit.
I think
To the
it has.
internet.
Yeah, a lot of that has to do with social media.
True.
You know?
True.
I think at first MySpace, and then when Facebook first starts. To sort
I
of
liked MySpace.
Yeah, I loved it too.
MySpace was great for musicians.
It
Yes,
was.
It was a
It
great
was.
network tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then something occurs where people start going, why go to the show when I can
Just
see their
put the-
videos on YouTube?
Put the song out there.
And all that stuff, and then all of a sudden people just decide to be lazy. Just why go out? We have all this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, look, back in the day, remember what do you have? You had maybe like a couple of channels on TV.
Yeah, you had like
There was
5,
nothing
6
to do.
channels,
There was
yeah.
nothing to do. You had to go out.
No, you had
do.
Channel 11, Channel 9, 7, 2
13,
and 4, and 13,
And you were
and-
smart.
and then 41 and 47.
And Channel J.
And Channel J. Robin Bird Show.
Robin Bird.
Wow, I
No,
never-
you're right. And in those days there were a lot of venues to play, which unfortunately,
I missed that.
yeah, today you just don't have these venues. But you started Bit of Grace in 1985.
Yeah.
And it's still the longest running goth act in New York at this point. What got you into goth music specifically? What's your musical background as far as bands?
Yeah. So it's funny because as a little kid, I grew up more listening to like disco and Santana, right?
Yeah.
And then I meet this interesting woman, and she gets me into Prince. Ironically, what's happening, playing right now.
Yeah, Prince
Yeah,
is
oh my
playing.
God.
Yeah. But then I meet this really incredible woman afterwards, and she introduces me to like U2. And before I know it, here I'm like going down this rabbit hole of alternative music. And of
This is
course-
the early 80s kind
yeah,
of?
early 80s.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm listening to, the Mission UK. I'm going to a club for the first time,
Yeah.
and I hear the Sisters of Mercy.
Bauhaus.
And I'm like, about a house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listening to it, I'm going, oh my God, this is exactly what moved me.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I realized that the music that I was playing starts changing. So it's just, I
You're
like
being
this riff
influenced.
better than that riff. And then all of a sudden, before I know it, I'm just kind of going down this whole dark path.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's incredible.
That is
Well, the
incredible.
whole thing about music is you
Why are
have
you
to
calling that
evolve.
dark? Why are you calling it dark path?
Well, dark as opposed to,
Dark.
more like that goth dark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
okay.
like
in a
dark
gothic
yeah,
way,
yeah,
not an
gothic.
evil way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I got you.
You know, people
Yeah.
here. Oh,
No,
Lord.
no, the whole black mask thing with the goats, that's just a rumor.
No, that's you're not into that.
Oh my God.
We're not drinking, no.
Ice water.
So, how was it playing your first show at CBGB's? How was that? How was that experience?
That
Well,
was
first of all, that was back in around 86. if I remember
86,
correctly.
right? Yep.
Yeah.
And, as a band, as a musician, the recordings you used to get from the board,
They were fantastic, right?
the drums alone
Yes.
were studio quality.
They were
So,
they were amazing in that.
so
place.
if you
Sound quality.
did a set there, and like everyone did the song right, you literally had a recording that you could like
You could
make
put out.
and it was
Yeah.
fantastic. The quality of
Yep.
the sound, and of course, aside from that, you have the heritage, the
course.
history of it. You're on a stage that all these other great bands have been part
Right,
of. And it's really sad at the time. You're not thinking about it because you're playing there and it's great, but it doesn't occur to you. This place is eventually going to close.
No, I never thought it would.
And it does.
It just seemed like it was going to be there.
I couldn't believe the owner didn't buy it.
I don't know what happened with Hilly with that. You know, I mean, he was a good businessman for a long time, but I don't know what happened in the end there.
Well, you got to stay on top of your game.
The city really wanted it to close because of the hotel upstairs. It had a lot to do with it, I
But
think.
you know what it was also, you know what it was, and I hate to say it, like, it's almost like what he said. You go to, a lot of people don't go out to venues no more. Right. It's weird. Like, you gotta have like a really full packed show to get like a full house, and you gotta pay with other
to be honest, yeah, you got a point, because to be honest with you, like by the early 2000s, like 2002, 2003, I would go to CB's for something, okay, and it really wasn't as crowded as it was in the past. When they announced that it was closing, it was packed.
Of course,
and
they made feeling guilty.
They made a ton of money in the end. And I went to a few of those last shows. One of the last things that CBGB's had done was like when Joey Ramone died in 2001. I had taken off from work because I knew Hilly. Okay, I used to go to the hardcore shows and the matinee shows and stuff on Sundays, and he knew me when I was like 14, 15 years old. And when Joey had died, I had gone there and I was like, you need any help, whatever, and I took a few days off from work and I was just kind of helping him do shit around the club. But, I was noticing there's nobody here, at these shows. And you're right, because it was really like beginning of that whole, just put everything on the internet and stuff. And that's destroyed live music in New York,
It looks like even Fish right now. Fish, you could get a live stream to all the shows.
Yeah.
You pay a membership for a year.
On their website?
And on the website.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell want to see them all the time? I'd say them like 6 times once a year. It's good enough for me.
Well, it's part of the whole mentality. Like, kids rather watch a movie on a laptop than go to a movie theater.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that that's a whole different experience altogether.
Seeing it in the movies.
Just like seeing a band live. It's not the same thing.
Watching it on a little screen is nothing.
I gotta tell you, me going to see Avengers Endgames in the movie is such different. Like, it's the sound, it's the 3D, it's the shit coming out.
Of course.
Like, you get like a whole different experience that you would never get in a house. No matter what, and the sound is just so much better in the movies. I don't understand why people don't. I love going to movies.
It's a loss of experience when you don't do
Yeah.
that. And the same thing with live bands, and it's heartbreaking. It really is.
It really is. Well,
Let's get into Bit of Grace a little bit here for a minute. You had a couple of tracks that stood out for me. One was a song called Fever. Okay. And what stood out for me is that it was the topic of it was the Tompkins Square riots in '88, and I was living right over here on 10th Street, between First and A, so I remember them. Okay?
So you remember the tents,
Yes,
city
10 cities. Yep.
The fence going up.
Yep. And the cops coming in, taking their badges off and banging heads.
And remember the battle cry: "Charge the fence."
Charge the fence.
Charge
the fence. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What a fucking. You know what, that riot was, that really, like, they went in there, they took down everything. It was like,
it was the beginning, it was the beginning of the end of here, because it really was the start of gentrification.
Oh, yeah.
NYU wanted these buildings, they wanted the squatters out. NYU wanted them for the school and dorms out of them and stuff. And the city wasn't having it anymore with the homeless in Tompkins.
Also, too, remember, you have all these yuppies at the time. The yuppies, that was the thing.
That was the word.
Hipsters.
That was the word. It was yuppies, hipsters. It was yuppies.
They come in, they buy right around the park.
Yep.
They're like, we're getting really low. And then you get enough of them. They're like, well, now since we're property owners,
we gotta get these
we want values to go up. So what's the next level?
Protect our investment.
So they got the poor people out.
Yeah.
Oh man, and they did it they did it in horrible ways.
They did it. Yeah.
I hate to say that my uncle got a job cleaning up building, and they would pretty much throw everybody out and then cement the whole fucking building, and then these guys would make these apartments. Like an average apartment in this neighborhood now costs about $2,000 for a box.
Yeah,
it's insane
for a 2-room kind of
so
thing.
That's all hyper demand to be in New York City.
Yeah, and that's what it is. But the problem is, if you notice what's happening around the world, even what's happening in the whole United States, places that are affordable are now becoming not that affordable. It's getting worse.
Right.
Even in the Midwest and places like Kansas City, you're seeing that too. It's like they gentrified for a couple of years. And now it's through the roof. I know because my mother lives out there, but it's just crazy, you know. Pretty soon it's just going to be rich and poor, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's going to get really dicey like that, you know.
Yeah, the whole middle class is.
There's no middle class.
There's not in New York. There's no middle class.
Diminishing, sadly.
They pushed us out. I mean, I'm hanging on by a thread. I mean, I work for Verizon, and you know, I barely make enough anymore to pay my rent. You know, it's ridiculous.
You know what's funny? Your song is like one of the few songs about the riot. You know, there's not too many songs about the riot.
Not in the goth genre. Not in the goth genre, but in the punk genre, there's a few hardcore bands and stuff. You know, touched on it.
But I thought you would think there would be more, because that was like such a big impact and it was like a revolution almost. Like, these guys.
But it was a failed revolution because they won in the end.
They knew they were going to win anyway. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, everybody. Look, I mean, they were throwing toilet bowls off the roofs at cops. I mean, when you start doing stuff like that, you know
it works against you.
It works against you. But
that was fucking crazy.
Now, you put out an album with Bitter Grace called "God in the Abyss" in 1997, I believe, right?
That's an interesting title.
Talk about the title. How'd you come up with that?
You know, it all has to do. As an artist. It's weird. It sounds really like egotistical, but as a true artist, you're not supposed to listen. You're supposed to appreciate what people think about your music.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to listen to it. There's a huge difference. It really is an art form where it is between you, the creative process, and then whatever comes after. God in the abyss, right?
Yeah.
So,
interesting.
Because look, otherwise, it's like. Oh, this song is not selling, this style is not selling. Maybe I should do rap because I want more people to like me.
No.
You can't do that.
No.
You gotta stay true to what you want to do, the voice inside.
Right.
And that's what that's all about, that connection between God and the abyss, and it's just you in the middle.
Wow,
that's some deep shit. That's cool.
I'm sorry, I thought we were doing deep. No.
Deep is good, man. No,
you're going in there like holy shit, man.
We get into some deep shit sometimes, and they think we sound too smart.
Yeah,
that's what
people
happens.
say you guys sound too smart sometimes. You know what's funny? But you so supposedly the rumor you are with Witch Kings right now.
Yeah.
But there's rumors that in 2020 you might get back with Bitter Grace. Is there any truth to that rumor? Are you guys?
Yes.
Putting out some new stuff? Or?
We're recording a new EP.
Okay.
Some shows, probably mid to late 2020. Managed to get some of the original surviving members, which is great.
Right.
Which is really great. Yeah. It's going to be a lot. Honestly, it's going to be bringing back a lot of magic, a lot of old magic. So that's going to be awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
Definitely.
Let me ask, how do you prepare for one of these shows? Like, when you want to go out there, what's like your preparation? Like, do you meditate? Is it something you do on the day of the show? What do you like drink, eat? Is there something that you do before every show that you got to do?
Smoke a joint.
Well, I don't smoke a joint. But, when I first started, if I had a show, that whole day I'd be like just, home meditating, candles, incense, just finding my space. Now it's like I have to work like everybody else. But even then it's like, you start falling to it happens automatically now. Like the closer I get to showtime, my ex-girlfriend calls me a real jerk because she's like, he's turning into a jerk again. And I'm like, basically it's like...
It's your game face.
No, you turn into a performer. You going out there performing. You need your performance.
Well, you know what it's like?
It's like another character almost.
But you know what it's like? It's not like I'm like, okay, I gotta get into my game. It's not like that. It's more like there's a full moon coming out. And then you just start changing. Like, so the closer you get into showtime, you just start becoming this like other person, or maybe the facade of the person that you are right now begins to fall away depending on how you look at it.
What was the name? The Blood Moon. That's a very
interesting
title. Why? That's a special moon. It doesn't happen all the time.
It doesn't happen a lot.
But when it does happen, it raises supposedly it raises people get really they go back to like the savage,
more primitive mode
it's
kind
fucking,
of thing.
Anytime there's a full moon, crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
Well, the whole Blood Moon thing. When I first wrote that song, it's supposed to be. It was a very mystical connection to like primordial magic and energy.
Right.
You know, so that's where all that energy came from for that EP and that song, like the lyrics and stuff like
Right,
that.
right. Now you said something about, you mentioned to me in your bullet points you sent me that you were raised Catholic, but you turned to the mystical arts at age 9.
Just about,
Approximately, because of something that happened to you. Do you want to talk about that?
You know, a little lightly,
Yeah. What happened to you?
Basically, I had, when I first got to this country, I had this weird situation where I had a hole in my face. Right? So it was a medical condition.
Yeah.
And you can imagine, you know how kids are now, they're so self-conscious.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like if their clothes don't match or whatever, right? Imagine if you're a little kid with a hole in your face.
Yeah, it's
Right. So it was really hard on me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really talk a lot about this.
Sure.
But my mom went to all the doctors. You know, we did everything we could, and nothing could happen. And then finally, a family friend goes, you know, you should go see this guy. And it was what they call a palero. I don't say witch doctor, but more like a faith healer. You know.
Gotcha.
And lo and behold, within a week, it was gone.
You were healed.
Yeah. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then from there, that just kind of like threw me down this whole path.
Well, it opened your eyes to something that was different.
And then that was followed by dreams and visions and stuff. And before I knew it, you know, I started just questioning everything around me. Just started really diving into my books and all that stuff. And I had a neighbor who was a white witch. And I guess she saw or sensed or something. And she handed me my first set of books, you know. And I was like, and it was just very emotional. Just an awesome.
You know what's funny? I live across the street from a place called the Charm Room, and they have a lot of books. If you really want to pick that stuff, you can learn a lot of stuff. Me, I always stay away from it. My mother is pretty much. My mother is like Santera. My mother is like, she believes that she got statue of every living saint and stuff in the room, and like she smokes cigars, she reads them. She'll take a coffee cup and read it, and it was very funny. I talked to my mother the other day because Walter Mercado died. He's like a huge, he's a big. If you were Puerto Rican or you were a Spanish kid, your parents were watching Walter Mercado on Saturday at 9:00 on channel 41 or 40, whichever channel.
And God help you if you say anything or talk while they're watching.
Screaming at you, right?
Shut the hell up, man. Walter Mercado, See, that's the 1 hour you got silence. Because they will backhand you if you went to talk to them.
Now, my wife, Sandy, is from Haiti. Okay, so she has some stories, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe you talk to her one day, she should tell you about it. But when you started getting into goth stuff, now, were you hanging out at, like, say, the Pyramid, the Bank?
Those are good places.
A couple of places I used to go to was like the Vault.
The Vault was great.
Okay, the Vault was crazy.
The Vault was great.
Okay.
West Side,
right?
Yeah.
The Limelight had occasional goth stuff going on. And also, I don't know if you guys remember Zone DKs.
Oh, Zone Decay, of course.
Yeah, okay.
That was
up
12?
Nope. It was like 20, I want to say 24th.
Yeah.
Like around 10th Avenue.
Yeah.
And they would have live bands in there, but there was some crazy shit going on.
Remember L7 played there?
Yes.
From now mistaken, a little while
Yes,
back.
I think they did.
Like me, back in the day, I used to go a lot to like Kenny's Castaway. I would also go to Continental.
I lived in Continental.
And like Joey, you always see Joey Ramone hanging out there.
I was always hanging out with Walter Moore and everything, you know.
And I gotta tell you, I used to go to the Rock and Roll Church on Sunday in Limelight. And the first act I ever saw, I saw 2 acts. I saw Warren play the Rock and Roll show, and I saw Psycho Sluts from Hell.
Psycho Sluts was great.
And then somebody, you know that girl Raphael?
Yeah.
She was a singer. And I'm like,
I
can't believe.
Yeah, she was.
And she's still awesome, by the way.
I forget. Was her name Queen Vixen, right?
I think she was
Queen Vixen. Yeah. She used to bartend at the Ritz.
Right? Yeah. She also she bartends
at Valley Electric. But I'm talking back during the Psycho Sluts days. she would bartend at the Ritz. I remember seeing her there. She still looks great. Definitely.
Yeah.
I see her once in a
Trash
while.
bar too.
Oh, trash bar.
Trash
Wow.
bar. Right. That's going back. Damn.
Wow, man. You're making it
And you
back.
took it back on that one.
I know. I remember once we did a show at Trash Bar,
Oh, shit.
and Johnny Depp was there.
Bit of grace.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bit of
Wow.
Grace.
Wow.
And you know, he's walking. I'm just like this crazy guy with like a hat on in the back, and he's just going nuts. And I'm like, whatever. It's a small venue, you know, whatever. And then I go after the show. I'm having a drink, and the bartender's like, "That guy, he really loved your show." And I'm like, "Well, great, thanks." And I was like, "No, it's Johnny Depp." And I was like,
Oh, my God.
Dip has good taste in music.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
we love Johnny Depp.
Definitely. Now, you've also delved into to writing. Okay, you written some books of poetry. I understand.
Yeah.
What made you get into that?
Oh man. So originally, I had a friend of mine ask me, "Hey, you know, you're writing all these lyrics. Don't you think that people would want to know what you're really writing about? What are those lyrics? Because you know, a lot of my lyrics are pretty intense, and some think they're a little obscure or whatever."
Right.
And I was like, "Yeah, maybe." So I started writing all that, and then halfway through, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna write this because a song or a lyric or a piece of art for that matter, right? It's going to elicit a response that's affected to the individual observing it.
Right.
So why are you going to change that for someone else? That's you're altering their perspective on it.
Okay.
So I stopped doing that immediately. And then I had all the stuff written out in my lyrics. I'm looking at my poetry, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, why don't we do this instead? And then I spoke to this publishing company, and they're like, yeah, we love the poetry, we love the poems, they're awesome. And you know, we printed it out, and it was great.
Let me ask you real quick. Can you give us one like a short poem? And you got something you could give the listener, people? And you gotta buy the book. It's available on Amazon.
His books are on Amazon. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
You got something short and sweet?
No, I don't.
No.
All right.
Should we prepare?
Go on Amazon. Look under Love Has Fallen.
Love Has Fallen. Yeah.
The Hue and the Ghost.
Yeah.
Death Like Love.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 publications by Gustavo. Available on Amazon.com. I want to talk about the Witch Kings now a little bit. All right. You mentioned that you wanted to go in a little bit more of a rock and roll direction.
Yeah.
When I saw you that day, your vocal style to me was Peter Murphy. I'm sure you've heard that before.
Wow.
Sure.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm humbled.
Me and Tristan from the Undead were sitting, and there was some moments where you really sounded like him, and we just looked at each other like, oh shit, because I know you like that shit.
Yeah,
so,
right.
so you know, we were like, wow. And then, but what I was noticing with the band, and I don't know if you ever were told this, but you have like a high energy kind of thing to it that reminded me a little bit like Lords of New Church.
Oh, I love the Lord.
Okay.
Wow.
That's excellent. I love them.
Yeah, I mean, vocally, vocally, I would say no, but musically, you're doing a little bit of a Lords of the New Church kind of thing. And they're one of my...
That's nothing to change. I love that band.
Stiv Bators is like...
Yeah.
Okay, you know...
Lyrical Today? Are you kidding?
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, Holy War and New Church and, you know, Dance With Me. And I mean, I can listen to that shit. I got everything by them. So you kind of, you know, you reminded me of that. And I was like, wow, these guys are good, you know? And you had some tracks like You, Critical, Into the Throes.
Right.
Now, you also did very well, I have to say, a Cause cover.
Oh,
that
yeah,
night.
thank you.
Which one
He
was
did,
it?
Just What I Needed.
That's what I needed.
Yes.
Wow.
and they did it straight ahead. Well, you don't have a keyboard player, so it's
Right.
it's not exactly.
But Manfredo, the guitar player, he just
makes it sound like
made
it.
it.
It's like a keyboard.
Wow. Whole technique, yeah.
Now you did one other song as a cover, and I was trying to remember what it was.
Yeah.
Another new wave kind of thing. What
Don't
was
Change.
it? Don't Change.
By InXS.
By InXS.
Oh, wow.
Right.
It's also
Holy
a cover
yeah.
that we're recording and releasing as
And
our EP as well.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
InXS did that, and you guys did it better. I'm telling you right now. I'm not
Thank you, though,
I'm not a huge InXS fan, but that song is good, and you do it better.
What's really important about us doing that song,
Yeah.
first of all, it's very positive, very up, very high energy.
Yeah.
And it becomes our love song.
Wow.
To
Yeah.
all of those that come out to support live music.
Yes.
That's why you hear me say every time we do that song, this is our love song dedicated to you just for being out here.
Yes, you did say that.
supporting live music. And it's sincere. It really is.
Yeah. Like me and Mike went to a show. We went to the Misfit show.
Were you at that show?
No.
I gotta tell you, the Damned was the best.
The Damned
Oh,
are
love it.
And I
fantastic.
can't believe that Rancid went on before the Damned
they went-
opened up, and then Rancid was in the middle.
The
and then-
Damned should have played a whole.
yeah.
Well, they should have not had Rancid and played a whole
Yeah,
set.
they
I
should.
mean,
Right.
but yeah, they
I was
were
so
great.
impressed by them. They were so. They
The
were
sound
so good.
was really good. Vanian's vocals
Oh,
filled
my
up the
God.
whole
Well, I saw
garden.
them at Irving when they played like
Back in
a couple
20
months- No, a couple months
Oh, a
ago.
couple months ago,
Oh,
right,
yeah?
right, right.
Fantastic, man.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, I love Urban. That's a great venue.
That's- I saw them Halloween like 2013, 2014 at Irving, and they were really good. They were always great. But so you weren't at that Misfit show, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Your song "Into the Throes." Where did you record that? That's a live track.
yeah, that was actually recorded at a studio in Brooklyn with a producer named Howard Wolkin. We're actually contemplating about re-recording that with one of my other projects because it's such a great song.
Right.
Yeah, but we play it live on occasion with the Witch Kings too, and that works well. It's a good
Okay.
song.
Now you have the album Blood Moon.
Yeah.
With the Witch Kings.
Right.
And that's available on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.com.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Upcoming Witch Kings, you got a new video planned and an EP
new EP,
coming out
yeah.
next year. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great songs, really well recorded, just really, really amazing stuff. I mean, I get excited thinking about it, to be honest with you.
I'm excited hearing about
And
it.
it's hard for me to get like really motivated, you know. But
Yeah.
these guys, they're great. I got Billy Keith on drums, Ralph Pearl on bass,
Right.
Manfredo on guitars,
Right.
and you've seen them. They're all animals.
The
all
Savages.
animals.
Like the Yankee lineup.
You,
But the Savages.
you lost one of your drummers recently, I understand, in the last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Avi Berkovich from one of the original drummers from Bitter Grace passed away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, when you say the original lineup of Bitter Grace is
Yeah.
going to reunite, what is that lineup? Who is that?
Well, we have Adrian Q. He was on the first recording of God in the Abyss. Also, Jason.
Right.
He was also in that recording. He's going to be joining. Esther and Brandon from the second CD, Shimmering.
Shimmering, yes.
They're going to be on. And,
It's a good song, too.
Yeah,
I like that song.
And Nick Nicole, she's going to be playing keyboards as well. And she's
Okay.
from just like doing shows and stuff.
Okay,
So that's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Looking forward to that.
And one other thing I know you said you had coming up was a new project called Crimson
Brulee.
Brulee.
Yes.
Crimson Brulee. Tell us about that a little bit.
Wow. So Crimson Brulee, it's me and Billy, my drummer from the Kings. We decided to do something a little bit different, more melodic, not so much goth, as more of a dark version of maybe what Radiohead and The Cure were doing.
Okay.
So we started to get some new people to do that stuff, and it's coming out really, really good. Just like the chemistry is there, it's fantastic.
Right.
Our first show is going to be December 3rd at Otto's.
Right.
For a benefit that we're doing.
For the suicide prevention.
Yeah, suicide prevention. Yeah. You were friends with Alex Von Neal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when he passed away last year. I didn't know him personally, but I knew who he was.
We have a saying in the scene, Alex is the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he really was. He was
DJ
warm.
and everything, right?
He was a DJ. He was a supporter. He came to your shows. One of the last ones to do with Bitter Grace, one of the last shows, he was there, and he knew the lyrics, and you look into the audience and people singing along with you, and you're like, wow, I haven't felt that energy in such a long time.
Yeah.
That it just sort of revitalizes you, and then he's just a real sweetheart.
Wow.
Just a really good person. Then when he passed, it was just.
I remember hearing about that. It was so sad to hear about it. Suicide is a sad thing. It affects so many people. Yeah. I just want to give the suicide prevention hotline number.
Yep.
If anybody wants it, if you need it, please call 1-800.
No shame in calling.
No shame. 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. Don't be ashamed. If you feel like you need to talk to somebody, please call.
Yep. All right. I got one more question. When are you guys playing live again, like the Witch King?
Yeah.
We might be playing the Red Party in February. We're not doing any shows until then. We're just going to finish out the EP. We're going to shoot video. We want to make sure that we do everything right. So we want to take our time. We're going to go through the process.
Okay.
We're going to try to go as high end as possible.
Make sure you get in touch with me.
Yeah.
And we will promote it. And I will probably come to the show.
Sure.
I should be able to.
I will definitely want to come to that show what you guys do, and I definitely going to promote you, get you a lot of lights, and just promote you, man. You're like a great guy, man. Really,
anything we could do for live music and the New York City scene to keep it alive. That's what we're about.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it's about.
That's what it's about. And podcasts are the future. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Everybody now, and we get the word out. We get it to a few people, and everybody. Hopefully, you'll get some new people to come out and check it out.
Yeah, we definitely want people to come and check it out. You know what? The music is great. It's like real good rock and roll. And it's like music that makes you feel good. After you go see him, you're going to feel great. You're going to appreciate that you're with your family, your friend. And it's just a good time when you go see this guy play and perform. What do you think, Mike?
I agree. And I was blown away by him a couple of weeks ago. So,
thank you.
I really appreciate you coming on. We're going to do a Conspiracy 420 show real soon with Gustavo here, who he calls himself a UFOlogist.
That was the term back in the day.
And a ghost hunter. And we're going to stay tuned. We're going to take a little break.
Yep.
And we will come back live again with Gustavo.
And remember, people, don't get drunk, get lumped up. Have a good one.